Hey guys, Toxico Zero here. Welcome back to another Clash Royale video, and today I'm going to be talking about the balance changes that I would like to see for Season 17. Now, before we get started, I will mention that I am not including the Electro Giant or the Electro Spirit. Why? Because you might have not noticed, but the Electro Giant actually got buffed today, and the Electro Spirit got released today. So I honestly know nothing about how it's going to work. So those two are not going to be included. So I'm going to be telling you guys the card I want, the usage rate, the win rate, and then what the kind of nerf I want. And of course, let me know in the comments what cards do you think needed a balance change. I'll probably do a video next week about the Electro Giant and the Electro Spirit, what they need, and probably what you guys said. What kind of balance change needs to happen. And yes, I put some honorable mentions. Not in the reworks category, but in the nerfs and buffs category, there are some honorable mentions that I did not include on the list, but we're close. So let's get right into it. The first nerf I'd like to see is to the Fireball. The Fireball has a 26% usage rate and a 50% win rate. Now, the average apparently win rate is 47%, which I don't think is right. You think it would be 50%, but I guess it's not. And the Fireball, yeah, I've seen it a lot, and it's starting to get really annoying. What I would like to see to the Fireball is I would like to see a nice damage nerf or 3%. That way, because it can one-shot a lot of things or almost one-shot a lot of things. And then the knockback or a knockback nerf at 25%, because I feel like the knockback is also an important key to the Fireball. I don't want it removed because it should do knockback, but sometimes it gets annoying when it happens. The next card on the list is the Knight. I know the Knight is a hated card for sure. It has a 19% usage rate and a 51% win rate. Now, the Knight is very, very good in my opinion. I think it's too good for 3 Elixir. For 3 Elixir, it has a lot of health and does a pretty good amount of damage. So this is the nerf I want. Of course, I get a Boom Beach notification. I want the HP nerf of 5%. Because literally it has too much health for 3 Elixir. It's just ridiculous. Next up is one that I should have probably put last season's, but I didn't. Someone did tell me in the chat. It's the Balloon. The Balloon has a 13% usage rate and a 50% win rate. But the reason I include it is because I see so many moves that are used with it. It just really makes me mad. The number one is the Rage. I hate that move so much. Lumberjack Rage, Lava Loon, however you're going to use it. It's been too good. The Balloon, in my opinion, has just countered my deck. And then, so, what I would like to see to the Balloon is a damage nerf of 5%. The bomb it drops is just ridiculously insane. And I can't deal. I can't deal with it. Next up, this is the final nerf on the list, is going to be to the Graveyard. The Graveyard has an 8% usage rate. That's around average. But the 53% win rate makes it ridiculous. And really, all I want for the nerf is it just spawns one less skeleton. I think it would just make it so much easier. But really, it's it. Next up, we're at the buffs, but before I get to the buffs, I have some honorable mentions. The Heal Spirit, it still has a very good win rate, but the usage rate did drop down a lot. The Hunter has a very good win rate as well. The usage rate around average. And the Dark Prince, also with a very good win rate. But the usage rate is normal. I did not include them because I didn't think they were too overpowered. But we'll see where they land at next season. You might expect them. Next up, we have the buffs. Starting off with Elite Barbarians. We have the usage rate at 3% and the win rate at 44%. Now, I didn't tell you guys, but this is using the Royale API app. And that'll probably be in the chat, or not the comments, whatever, the description. And I also, I set it to all battles. So I don't have it on just the grand challenges. I want it all battles. As I was saying, the usage rate of 3% and the win rate of 44%. The Elite Barbarians have just sucked forever. They've been reworked very many times. Now it's just time for the buff, and I said a 10% HP buff. Now that's a pretty good amount, due to the fact most people want them reworked. I really don't care, because I don't see them that much, and they're very counter, and I can counter them easily in my deck. Next is the Fire Spirits. The Fire Spirits, I believe, got a buff maybe last season. No, I don't think it was last season. 2 or 3 seasons ago. Their usage rate is 5%. The win rate's, though, 44%. That's terrible. They need a damage buff. I said 3%, but you could argue it more. It will also affect the Furnace, and I personally don't think the Furnace needs a buff. I've hated the Furnace forever, and I feel like you buff the Furnace, the game will start to break again, especially in that mirror deck. The final buff I put on this list is the Witch. The Witch has a 9% usage rate, but the win rate 44% too. The Witch has just been a terrible card with the win rate, even though you see her most often paired with the Giant. The Witch has just not been very good. I would either say, 1, it spawns the 4 skeletons at the death, or 2, it just spawns her skeletons a little bit faster, half a second faster. I feel like if you do that, the Witch will start to balance out more. And then there's an honorable mention to the Mirror, which the only reason I didn't include is I think Mirror's a dumb card. And the other one is Clone. The Clone's win rates have been very awful. Clone is very annoying, but it's not very good. And then we have I have 3 reworks. The first one is Valkyrie. The Valkyrie has a 18% usage rate, but a 48% win rate. You would think it would be higher. The Valkyrie also has not the greatest win rates in Grand Challenges. I don't think she needs a buff. She needs a rework. I don't know. People think she needs a buff. I personally don't think so. Valkyrie I see all the time in ladders, so no. So this is going to sound crazy, but if you play Clash of Clans, you guys know that her speed in Clash of Clans is fast, and it's not what it is in here. So this is what I said. Movement speed from medium to fast. But she gets a 12% HP nerf, which is a very big HP nerf. But trust me, it'll make sense if you give her fast speed. That's exactly kind of what they would do with the Skeleton Barrel. And we have 2 more on this list. The first one is the Wizard. The Wizard has an 18% usage rate. That's very good. The win rate, though, is 45%. That's horrible. You wouldn't think. The Wizard... I personally think the Wizard is balanced, but some people can argue that the Wizard kind of sucks. For 5 Elixir, it can almost be one-shotted by a Fireball, but I personally never thought the Wizard has sucked. Some people hate it. Some people find it annoying. I don't find it annoying, but sure, sometimes it can be annoying when I get a good push going and the Wizard counters it, but the Wizard's terrible in Grand Challenges. His win rates are awful in Grand Challenges. I think they're like 20-something%, but this is the rework I want to see. It's not too major, but I said range 5.5 to 6. But the hit speed is increased by 1/10 of a second, or possibly, if you wanted to, 2/10 of a second. I personally don't think that's too overpowered, but honestly, I think it will work for the Wizard, because the Wizard has been awful in some games, and then very good in other games. I personally don't think he's not very good, but if you want to give him a rework, then that's fine. The third one is the Royal Delivery. Now, the Royal Delivery has seen a couple of buffs and nerfs. The last one being the knockback removal. Now, I don't think that was the greatest idea. The usage rate is only at 3%, which is very terrible for a spell. But the win rate, though, is 53%, so that's not a buff. If you give it a buff, then the win rates would be too good. But, in my opinion, the knockback should be added again. I personally think that the knockback is a good key for troops, for spells like the Royal Delivery, even though all you can do is drop it on your side. You can't get it to the tower like a log, even though you have to drop it on your side. But this is what I wanted. I wanted the knockback re-added, but to give the nerf back an 8% damage nerf. Now, I don't think that's too major, but yeah, and I was also going to talk about the Electro Giant, which is really all I wanted to talk about. And then I'm basically done after this battle ends right here. The Electro Giant, I was going to say give a buff, but the reason I didn't include it is they just buffed it. I was going to say give it like a 10% HP buff, but I guess not now. I don't know how long this battle is going to take when I'm watching. Hopefully it ends now because I really don't have much to talk about, but I don't want to edit out this game. That's kind of stupid. But it looks like it's about to end, but really I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, and don't forget, if there's other cards you want to see balance changed, put those in the comments, and then probably next week sometime I'll do a video about them, what you guys said, and the Electro Giant, Electro Spirit, where they've been in the past couple of days. I did 7 days, by the way, on the Royale API app. So if you guys want to know what I put the stats at all battles. I want the usage rates. I went with the highest usage rates at the top. And then I also went with 7 in the past 7 days. So really that's it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, put those balance change ideas in the chat, in the comments, and I will look at them, most likely reply to you, and then they should be in the next video, probably next week. And I hope you guys enjoyed. This next time.